2 extra spells. What to take? Magic missiles are actually quite useful at this point. Hmm. I am thinking of keeping the summon creature 3s instead of 4s. Thing is, the difference isn't that great. Oh, maybe we can learn extra spells. I'll definitely take back black tentacles. Jesus Christ, those things can be annoying. I don't see them being super useful for us at the moment though. Not with this selection of opponents. At least we got a few extra spells. Nothing amazing, but proved to be useful. Also, I think we can use this. No, this is just a normal book. Where's another book? Something that allows us to change our first level summoning spells to be more powerful. I don't see any reason not to use it. No, it's not a journal. Silver Tome of Conjuration, that's what it was. When used, the player character will rate the book and learn the name of a creature to summon. After reading this book, the new creature will replace the normal summon every time Summon Creature 1 is cast. There is a problem though. We also have new summons in general, so I don't actually know what we're gonna summon at this point. No clue. By the way, we're done with this. Yeah, this is taking too long. Okay, we're not gonna be able to summon Slot again. That's the point. What are we summoning? Pound Archon. It's not exactly... It's a bit different. It's not a horrible piece of crap. I think the initial game instructions would have a list of what we can summon. Celestial Avenger.
I'm not a pack mule. Remove this burden. You really need to see this.
And we're diseased again. Should not have come here.
Won't both walk away from this.
The Hard Archon is better than the Ini.
Will strike true.
I think he does some kind of natural damage resistance. I hope Nick dies. It'll get rid of the disease. No, I don't. It's starting to be too late. He'll survive.
You will regret that.
See if we can enter other places from here. No. But we do need to get rid of our equipment. We're just carrying a lot of shit, and that's no longer an option. I don't recall where all the traders are. Still, the Conclave is pretty much the only place we can go at the moment. Suppose there might be some places still unexplored here. There's some buildings that we can enter, but I'm not sure if we've explored all these. Millor's workshop. I just can't see anything. I do have the light spell, but don't want to waste the slots. Doesn't look like we missed anything. Yeah, everything's been explored.
You really need to see this.
Or not. Wilderness basement. There's no enemies here. Just a secret area.
Yes, of course. I'm not a pack mule. Remove this burden. That's it.
There's nothing even remotely
really need
useful
to see
here though.
this.
That's just weird. Though I got excited for nothing. Anyway. We might take a visit to the ancient wizard's tower too. I'm not going there now. We still have one of the. There's some charges in one of the ones, and I think I have a fully charged one, so I'm not going back until we properly sort them out. What is that? Can I go into the? There sort of looks like there's an entrance there to something. No, it just looks like it. So, we're going to drag our ass to shopkeepers and try to sell as much crap as we can. I'm not selling anything I might think could potentially be really useful.
Good day to you.
We meet again, Bigo Shrew. Hello to both of you as well. Have you made any progress in your quest to hunt down the source of the undead? A little, but not as much as I would like. What have you discovered? Shazarath believes the undead in this region are the result of alchemic rituals recently created by the Conclave or one of its agents. We have no way of knowing how widespread these rites are, but it is clear there is more than one source. I believe that, while Chilton and Lord Matthias were involved in the creation, there is another more powerful alchemist behind the original creation and widespread raising of the dead. Have you learned who it is? Her eyelids flicker almost as though she was about to narrow them and thought better of it. We have yet to determine who was ultimately responsible for the creation of the cursed and their ilk. I have some guesses. As do I. He glares openly at you. Then I think we should do something about it. She gestures to him to be silent. We know nothing conclusive, but we do not make accusations without proof. I intend to visit Lord Matthias's estate and do a little searching of my own. No doubt we will turn up some answers. I wish you luck. Um, we already went there. We might as well go there and meet them again, if at all possible. They clearly suspect me, but I just want to see it come to a conclusion. Okay, the wilderness. Have I been to the wilderness? I don't recall. I'm not sure even sure I can go there. Might as well try it. Are you willing to trade with me?
Hello
Probably not.
there.
I heard rumors of sylvan creatures in the woods near here. Do you know anything about them? Alas, no, I do not. If you had a creature of the deep wood as a friend, he or she would be able to guide you there, but no other knows the way. Okay, we have one. Lord Matthias. Matthias, like many mortals, is hungry for power. She may yet be stopped, of course, but she is rare among her kind, in that she actually has enough might gathered to her to reshape the world. You speak as though you are not mortal. No, friend, I speak as though I know to whom I am speaking. Do not look surprised, Revenant. I know that you were once an alchemist of the Conclave, and that your spirit still hangs in the balance between good and evil. How do you know this? It is not hard to see. You are undead, yet you have free will. You cannot help but be pulled strongly from one side to the other. But tell me, what side will you choose? Do you know? I don't know actually, but that's not an option. Hmm. Light, darkness, life, and death. But they're... I don't know. Does it matter? Interesting. Be careful, that one. That you are not too tempted to see the world in black and white, light or dark, living or dead. Such two-sided options are often deceptive. The world is not a coin, my friend. Do not treat it as one, so it doesn't matter what we answer. Often we have more choices than we think, and then are easily seen. See advice. Okay. We need to get rid of equipment, but yeah, wilderness. Friendly wilderness. Hopefully it's where Nick can be upgraded at least a little bit. He's just so worthless. At the same time, he's probably the best damage dealer, except that there's Hound Archon's definitely better.
Well met.
Anything useful? No, not really. But are you gonna? Ooh, he's buying my crap. He's only paying 250 at maximum though. At the same time, that is good. That is good. We need about 6,000. We can use the device that turns equipment to gold, but uh, this is not a good place to sell everything. I think this is enough to get the money we need. It was 6,000 something, we have 6,000 something now. Might not be quite enough though. Need to find a better shopkeeper. At least we got our movement back. Hmm. That's one thing I want to do. We have a sword, an evil sword, and want to see if I can sacrifice it. Destroy Ring of Revivification, Ride of Blood, Ride of Bone. Actually, we have no use for any of these. Ooh, alignment toward good. I guess we're going full good then. Just we're probably not gonna get another level up though. Still, with the help of this, you never know. Really in the good side though. Again, want to see the shopkeeper. We could go and make an attempt at the puzzle box too. It is sort of bothering me.
Greetings!
Yes? Hello?
Hello there.
These spells we could like. These are too low level to be of any real use. Maybe find traps. Even if we're just going to use the scroll as a scroll. Wand of openings. I don't want to buy it now, we need money for the armor. Okay, we can definitely afford it. Give it to me. Really should dump some of the lettering, but at the same time, that's sort of type of equipment I least want to get rid of. No, I don't want this short sword. It has some weight to it. Mm, okay, that'll give us 10,000 gold. Yeah, that'll have to do. Okay, we can now afford the better armor. Uh, want to try two things. First, I want to visit the temple here, see if we can sacrifice different items on its altar. No. Two, I do. Have I read these books? Memorized prayer. Seems to be a history book of a sort. Demigods of Aelor. Dwindle the Broken. Caorn Riastra, the Nightingale. Not sure if that's useful in any way.
Not a chance.
Okay, the locked up chest. It's pretty much the only sort of unfinished business that I have at the moment. The thing is, the riddle seemed quite complicated. At the same time, I'm not sure if it is. It was it was more of a, I guess it's a very different type of this type of ritual system that I'm used to. Riddle system. Usually it's done very differently. Basically pick from options. And that, yeah, multiple choice. It makes them drastically easier. You don't really have to think, you just have to match options. Where is it? It's in the office. Ooh, fish golem. What about you? Yeah. Yep. Have fire on your sword. Want to know one thing. Is it immune to paralyzation? Yes. That's the problem with the spell here. Everything is going to be
Now
immune
you
to
shall
the
taste my
most useful
power.
effect of it.
Ugh.
Feel free to attack. Yep, that's it.
Not a chance.
Yeah, the big problem is it has 7 letters, so it could have a lot of options. But there's only usually 5 options. So G, P, O, R, H. Okay. When my first is a task to a young girl of spirit. Doesn't say anything to me. And my second confines her to finish the piece. Okay. First is a task to a young girl, or is a task. Second confines. How hard is her fate, but how great is her merit? If you take my whole, she affects her release. So I'm guessing it's basically two different words combined. First is the task of a young girl of spirit. Second word is something that confines her to finish the piece. And third is a word, put them both together and it forms a whole that also affects her release. So probably a 3 and a 4 letter word combined. I don't really get the first hint, but the second and my second confines her to finish the piece. Maybe that would be easier. Door? No. Ram door. Okay. My second confines her to finish the piece. Lock or door. Okay, a lock or a door. So that seems fairly reasonable. But what the fuck is the word first one? When my first is a task to a young girl of spirit. I don't get that. I don't get it at all. Maybe by taking my whole, she affects her release. What is something lock? Something, well, it's probably lock. I can't think of anything that is something door. But a lock is a lot of things. It's not just a lock. Hemlock. Oh, hemlock. What's hemlock? What is hemlock? How is hemlock? Okay, if by taking my holes, he affects her release. Is hemlock an herb of some kind? I think it's a plant. Is it poisonous? I don't know. Don't particularly care either. What exactly is this worth? Keep this stone safe, my friend. I suspect it may be of danger to me one day. Lord Matthias. What is that? East fragment. The fragmented remains of some ancient alchemic rune. Perhaps, were it whole, it could be used for some rite, but in its damaged state it is powerless. Ah, I didn't get it. I do remember some kind of a note out about this though. I think it was in one of my notes. No, it was some alchemical. The ancients did something. It was something to kill an immortal. That's what it was. Yeah, immortality and its theoretical practice. No, no, it is not that. But it was definitely something related to that. I'm not sure. I must have the papers. Maria's journal, right of revivification. Your handwriting. Burn journal, not this. These are the early game sections. Love letters. Old love letter. No, 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 no. Keep this stone safe, my friend. I suspect it may be of danger to me one day. Okay. But there has to be multiple pieces. This ancient tome is filled with diagrams of complex alchemic runes made from stone. It clearly predates any alchemy you have seen thus far, and is probably a relic of the civilization that once stood in this area. The rune described in the book is said to have the power to end life, even that of an immortal, but only at the cost of the users. Thus, while this rune would allow the alchemist using it to snuff out the life force of any who opposed them, it could only do so at the cost of the user's life. So we could sacrifice ourselves to kill someone else. Not exactly plan A material, but at the same time, we might not have a choice. Whatever the case, the tome goes to describe the sundering of the rune by King Faladon the Seventh to prevent assassins from threatening his reign. The 4 pieces of the rune were hidden throughout his lands to prevent any one from using its power against him. The tome details that if the rune fragments were found and brought together, The original alchemic rune could be reconstructed using the instructions in the book. If only you had all 4 parts. So, and that's just the first eastern part. Yeah, this is sort of nice, but at the same time, I feel the game is more or less coming to a close, and I'm now getting part 1 of this. So, uh,
I'm not a pack mule. Remove this burden.
I don't know. Well, we haven't really thoroughly explored a lot of areas, and you're diseased again, aren't you? Well, once you die, it'll all fix itself. Yeah. I'll keep an eye on the fragments, but at the same time, I don't care too much. Not enough. We'll probably end up paying price for it, but what else is new? I want to buy the armor we have, because it'll mean we have very little use for the ghostly visage. At the same time, it's not like we have better things to put there. Maybe the cave here or other places. Yeah, I haven't explored things quite thoroughly. I will have a torch open at the same time. No. So. I don't know. I wish I could ask more people about it. Certainly could go through the mill. But yeah, I think I'd rather stumble upon the problem of why the hell do we need that in the first place before I seriously start devoting time into gathering them up. Where's the boulder here? Why is why is it an item?
Ortano for Digyamar.
It's invulnerable. Maybe there's something hidden below it, or underneath it rather. I don't know. So, we'll head to the wilderness. For all I know, even the conclave might have a piece though. So maybe it's a bit less complicated than I imagined. This area I suppose to have something. Lore's Tower might have one. I can't say that I explored everything so thoroughly now that I think about it. I was very busy trying to get to the top of the tower and then I just left. Either way, I'll buy the rope and end it here for now.
I'm not a pack mule. Remove this burden.
Hail and well.
How do I look? It's like a monk's outfit. This map would be a likely candidate for one of the pieces, or lore, because we have the eastern piece now. I'm assuming there's one for each direction, but that does not mean we find them in those directions. But I am assuming they're sort of spread out. So southern section or this arm of the adventure here probably has one, and lore's area is probably the most likely to have it. But it would have to be probably some ancient area, or I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit Lore's Tower. Either way, not this.